Hello and welcome, my friends. David here, back with another Thoughtful Thursday segment. So, listen, in this video, I'm going to share with you what I call the missing piece to finding the love and the life that you want. It's really the secret ingredient in the recipe for a rich, fulfilling life, the kind of life we all say that we want. And the truth is, without the secret ingredient, like baking powder in a cake, for example, your recipe is going to fall flat, never rising to its full potential. So let's get cooking. Okay, I promise that's the last culinary pun. So first, I want to set some context. So why is this important? Well, the reality is that for many people, perhaps like yourself, life is really just kind of a struggle from moment to moment. You might have hope that someday things will go your way, but your path forward might be confusing. You might have a lack of clear direction on how to make that happen. Maybe you're intent on improving your situation, but your progress is, say, halting at best. Kind of like one or two steps forward, one step back. You know what I mean? Comment me in the comments if that sort of resonates with you. Now, the sad truth is that this method of, kind of just sort of chugging along is very likely to leave you stressed and dissatisfied throughout your life, up to an end of life scenario that's really just full of regret. Sorry, but that's a sad truth that we see all too often. It kind of feels like you're running west looking for a sunrise, and that's not what you really want. Am I right? So here's the secret ingredient to a recipe for a great life that just works. It's mindset. Now, look, I know that word gets thrown around a lot. So, what exactly do I mean by that? Well, it's simply this: our outcomes in life, our life experience, is mostly determined by what we focus on daily, right? Our habits of thinking and feeling. One of my favorite teachers said, and I quote this all the time, we get what we think about, whether we want it or not. And to me, that's simple and so powerful. And regarding the entirety of human experience, a wise man once said, it's all belief systems. Now, these belief systems are formed during our early impressionable years and also during times of heightened emotion, which unfortunately in our line of work is usually traumatic events, past abuse, uh, you know, long-term abusive relationships and stuff like that. For example, if you were bullied, neglected, abused, and so on when you were very young, you might have developed the belief system that you're simply not worthy, deserving, or even capable of creating a life that's a great life filled with love and joy. So the key insight here is that these belief systems, these programs, exist in our subconscious mind. And as a result, they operate most often below the level of our conscious awareness. So we don't even realize they're directing the course of our lives. They're just kind of humming away in the background. And that's the reason why you might consciously, willfully desire and work towards bettering yourself and your situation. But you backslide, right? Or self-sabotage and wind up staying stuck in the cycle of unhappiness and disappointment. Sound familiar? So come with me for a minute. Let's imagine a different scenario. A scenario where, look, you might not have everything figured out. Every step in your journey may not be clearly defined. But even still, you wake up every day excited for life's possibilities. You feel an undercurrent of peacefulness throughout your days. And when stress and challenge does come up, as it often does, right, you're easily able to deal with the situation with confidence, grace, and even a measure of joy, even when it's unpleasant. Imagine that. In the scenario, imagine you just feel free from your painful past personal history, everything that's been dogging you up until now. In fact, you barely even think of the past. And when something does remind you of it, you smile gently, knowing full well that those events were nothing more than stepping stones that brought you exactly where you needed to be to get you to where you are. You certainly have things you want to accomplish and experience in life, but you no longer feel rushed or pressured. You have faith and trust that what is meant for you is on its way to you. And you act intentionally, but at the same time, patiently detached from the need for things to arrive at a particular time or in a particular way. You notice that bad situations, accidents, even just troubling thoughts and feelings show up less and less in your life. You feel more what you might call in the zone, in that flow state more often. And you have more and more things to be grateful for every day. You have a regular sense that you're okay. You're just okay, no matter what happens. And you feel abundant. And then when the best things in life show up, it's just like the cherry on top. In this scenario, you can think, feel, and act easily and naturally in ways that create and attract better self esteem, more personal power, better relationships, better health, more prosperity, more resilience to stress, and even more, maybe more importantly, a deeper spiritual connection, a greater sense of passion and purpose. So, my friends, if you're still watching, I have great news. Even if you've been struggling with unsupportive belief systems your whole life, even if you've suffered terrible trauma, abuse, constant feelings of failure, the truth is these patterns can be changed quickly and easily with the right information and tools, such as what we share in our Brilliant Life Blueprint coaching program. And I want to share with you a few examples of how this simple secret ingredient has dramatically changed the lives of some of the members in this group that we've worked with. One great example is Elsa. You might have heard her story. We've talked about it before. She suffered for years with the devastating effects of a toxic upbringing, where deep childhood wounds really just perpetuated her stress and kept her in the cycle of unhealthy relationships. With this secret ingredient we shared, she was able to finally heal her inner child, set herself free from chronic stress and disappointment. And she even transformed her relationship with her mother, that for a long time was very toxic. And now she lives a life of freedom and happiness that's truly inspiring. Another example is Jennifer, one of our clients, who was raised by alcoholic parents. She suffered with abusive relationships for years. She felt overworked, anxious, depressed, guilty, to the point where she was fearful about this negative influence on her kids. With this secret ingredient, she improved her state so much that she no longer felt the need to continue taking anti-anxiety medication that was prescribed for an as-needed basis. And her relationships improved dramatically as well. Another great example is Maria. Really inspiring story. She was struggling with becoming legally blind later in life. And when we spoke, she was frustrated with her departure from fitness and what resulted in a 40-pound weight gain. With the secret ingredient, she gained a powerful level of confidence and clarity and set out on a new path to overcome her challenges and achieve her goals. We have Christina, who suffered with multiple chemical sensitivity for 10 plus years and would have a sickening physiological response to contact with things like chemicals and unnatural smells. And with the secret ingredient, she immediately ceased to have these disruptive reactions. Her stress levels normalized, and her relationship with her husband even improved as a result. And another final example is Romina, one of our recent Inner Circle family members. She had suffered significant loss in her life. And, she wanted more for herself, but really just felt stuck and depressed, especially following the end of a recent end of a long-term relationship. With this secret ingredient, she immediately felt what she described as being effervescent. And we literally cried tears of joy together as she described a deep feeling of finally being free, where before she would be easily triggered into a downward spiral. Now, look, these are just a few examples of how this one missing piece made a dramatic shift in the overall life experience of our clients. This is beyond just learning about how and why you should change your life. This is about changing on a fundamental level. Not just learning, but becoming the type of person who creates and attracts a joyful life naturally. And the truth is they all come from different backgrounds. And what this has actually taught me over facilitating this change process for literally hundreds of clients over the past 10 plus years is that it can work for everyone. Yes, I mean everyone. Now, look, some coaches are a little hesitant to kind of go out on a limb like this, but in my experience, this has been just absolutely phenomenal. In fact, Stephanie and I are so confident in the power of the secret ingredient. We actually guarantee our Brilliant Life Blueprint Inner Circle members will realize significant results. Again, we guarantee it. So if you've been wanting not just change in your life, but real transformation, the only question I have is this: when will it be your time to change? And in my opinion, the answer to that is also really easy. Your life will change when you must change. After all, for example, how long can you go, say, without eating or going to the bathroom, right? It's a little different for each of us, but rest assured, there will come a time when you cannot put it off any longer. As you probably know, the longer you put it off, the more uncomfortable you're going to be. So, my dear friends, in wrapping this up, I want to take a moment to speak to those of you who really resonate with my message today. If you want to join the wonderful circle of our members who've gotten this simple secret ingredient to break the cycle of toxic relationships, heal at a deep level, and step into their God-given power to create a life the way it was meant to be lived, go ahead and comment the word secret below. And let's just have a chat to see how we can help you. You know, this is really, I mean, granted, you can take what you learned today and run with it. You know, you might be able to experience some shifts. But if you're curious to see how we can help you shortcut your way past, you know, potentially more months and years of unnecessary struggle and suffering, again, go ahead and comment secret below, and we'll have a chat and see if we can help you out. You might soon realize that this secret ingredient, this simple piece, has been the missing piece you've been looking for. So again, this is David. As always, much love to you all. We appreciate you. I thank you for sticking around with me. And let us know what you think. Let us know if you want to chat, and look forward to talking with you soon. Bye for now, everybody.